I'm gonna go over the perfect Instagram profile today, because I feel like a lot of times when people struggle with the rabbit hole of engagement, can you do that in the bedroom? I feel like it's probably really loud.
Sure.
Brad's like fixing his longboard right now. Anyways, yeah, I feel like a lot of people, when they do their rabbit hole of engagement and they're finding that they are having a hard time with people following them when they're doing this rabbit hole of engagement thing, it's because their profile isn't up to par, per se. So anyways, I want to go over what a perfect profile will look like, one that's going to attract followers and encourage followers, or people to push that follow button when they get to your profile. So I feel like that's a very, very, very important part of being a successful content creator. Obviously, having people follow you and everything like that. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started with that. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is having an attractive Instagram bio. So what this means is, when people come to your profile, likely the first thing that they're going to see is your Instagram bio, right? That's the first thing at the very top. That's what they're going to see. So being able to tell your audience like who you are, what you do, all that stuff is very important within the first few lines of your Instagram bio. Obviously, if people don't know what you have to offer, if you're not giving them a reason to follow you, then why would they follow you? So let's go over what a perfect bio looks like. So a perfect Instagram bio, and sorry if I keep looking over here, I have my notes here just in case, because I don't want to forget to say anything. So the perfect Instagram bio tells your audience who you are, what you do, and it has a clear call to action. So, my Instagram bio, for example, I have who I am, what I do, a goal of mine, so that kind of gives a little insight about like who I am as a person, and then I have a call to action to go to my website. So a call to action can be like indirect, or it can be direct. So an indirect call to action would be something like, if you're looking for ordinary, you've come to the wrong place. So that's going to be a call to action, because that lets them know that you're not just like another ordinary account. And if you're not looking for ordinary, if you're looking for something different, then you have landed in the right spot, and so that's why you should follow them. Or you can have a more direct call to action, and it can be something like, follow me for live music videos and vintage fashion finds, or something like that. I'm using Ashley's profile as an example. It can be that, or follow me for more adventures, or follow me for healthcare tips, or anything like that. But yeah, having a call to action is going to encourage people farther to press that follow button. It's kind of like something that happens subconsciously in our minds, that when there's a call to action, there's a direction there, they're more likely to take that direction as they were if there wasn't a call to action there. So that's that. But yeah, your bio should let people know who you are like right away, and give them a reason to follow you, whether it's because you're providing like value for them, because you're like into like positivity and positive vibes, and like your bio is going to be a great way to show that connection that you could have with that potential follower, because you guys are like-minded or anything like that. So yeah, your bio is a very important part of your Instagram profile. And then the next thing that I want to talk about is utilizing your highlights. So in your highlights, that's another example of ways that you can kind of, one, enhance your connection with people before they even follow you, and two, provide value, and again, that's going to give them another reason to follow you. So in your Instagram highlights, I very much so encourage you to have a your story section. I cannot tell you how many people I've had reach out to me after watching my story and my highlights, and my story of like quitting my job and everything that got to me to where I am. Even if you don't feel like you're in a position to like share your story, like you never know who it's going to inspire, and who's going to resonate with it and make that connection with you. So yeah, I've had so many people reach out to me just from watching my story highlights when they first got to my profile, and they're like, oh my gosh, like I resonate with this so much, thank you for sharing, like I followed your account, love your stuff, whatever. I've had so many people do that, and just because of my my story and my highlights. And then another thing you can do in your highlights to encourage more people to follow you is to provide value within your highlights. So on mine, I have like the free Instagram training. So when people see that, they see that I'm offering value right away. They're going to be more likely to follow me to keep getting that value. So you can do this with anything. You can do travel tips. You can do like sustainability tips in your highlights. You can do like self-care tips, anything like that, something that kind of resonates with your profile, your niche, anything like that is going to be something that provides value to people, and they're going to see that before ever doing anything else on your profile, because again, it's like the first thing right at the top. They're going to see that that's what you have to offer. This person's offering value. I really want to follow them because of X, Y, and Z. So anyways, moving on to the next thing. I took a course a while ago by Nathaniel Gerdes or something like that. He's got like over 100,000 followers. But I took his course, and he said that he did this study where he took like 1,000 accounts and was looking at the profile picture of each of these accounts to see what the top ones had in common, and every single top one that he saw had a light blue photo, like for their profile photo. So I don't know why, but he really recommends having a light blue profile picture, because apparently that helps people go to your profile. And I think it might have something to do with the fact that colors kind of have an effect over us, which I'm sure that like you've heard about this before in advertising. Like the colors that you choose are very important, and blue typically resonates with like trust and connection and stuff like that. So I'm thinking maybe that's why. But I just wanted to throw that tip in there in case it's true. I mean, it may not be true, it might be true, who knows, but anyways, that's something that I try to do. And yeah, so I just wanted to throw that tidbit in there. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about was consistent colors, kind of a segue into consistent colors, because like I said, colors have this ability to kind of subconsciously make us feel some type of way. So the colors that you choose in your profile and your feed and all that stuff is going to have an effect on the viewer. So really try to be intentional with the theme that you have, what kind of vibe you're going for, and having a consistent color theme, again, is just going to, one, help create that ability to kind of, like, your audience is going to know that that post was you right away, and so that helps your connection with them. When they see a post on their feed, they see that it's you, they know it's you right away just from the colors that you use, the message that you use, whatever. That's going to help a lot with their engagement. And then, let me see, looking over at my notes here, I know there was more I wanted to say. Oh yeah, like your aesthetic is the first thing that people see when they get to your profile, your vibe, the colors you use, the emotions in your photos, everything like that. So yeah, just be really intentional with all of those things, because that's something that's going to attract like-minded people who are actually going to engage with your photos, engage with your account, because they see right away that like you're somebody that they resonate with, somebody that they connect with, somebody they vibe with, whatever. So that's going to give them another reason to follow you. And then, let's see. Yeah, so the colors, tones, overall feeling that your page has contributes to your aesthetic that will either gain a follower or send someone running. So yeah, having all of that figured out. And I know, like, it's been something that I've struggled with a lot, is having a consistent feed. And I feel like it's partially because I'm completely like a self-taught photographer, so I'm really trying to, one, learn how to edit and learn how to do all that stuff, and two, kind of develop my own style and everything different from everyone else, because I don't just want to like buy someone's presets and then copy their entire page or anything like that. Not that there's anything wrong with using presets. I think for someone who's not into photography or learning how to edit photos and stuff like that, presets are a great tool to help have a consistent feed and everything like that. Oh, hey Ashley, thanks for hopping on. I'm actually almost finished, but I think that I hope that there's a way that I can like post this or keep it up or something. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out, hopefully, because I want to add each video, each training session I do to the actual course itself, so I'm really hoping that there's a way to do that. Anyways, I completely forgot what I was saying. We're talking about having a consistent feed. Oh yeah, how I was struggling with that. Having a consistent feed as someone who's a self-taught photographer. It's been a difficult road for sure, but just keep at it. And I'm actually like pretty excited because I have my feed for the next 2 weeks is like I'm changing everything up, changing my entire editing style, and I'm like very freaking happy with where it's at, where it's going to be, where it's going. So anyways, it's been a struggle for me, but it's something that you continually need to work on until you get it down, just because it is a really important factor to having a successful profile. Again, Ashley, for you, because you missed the first part of what I was saying, your aesthetic on your profile is the first thing that people are going to see when they land on your profile. Hey, Kayla. So yeah, being intentional with the color theme you use, being consistent with all of that is a really huge factor in whether somebody's going to follow you or not. And so I want to I'm going over what a successful Instagram profile looks like, and hopefully I've already gone through like 3 or 4 different things, so I'm hoping that I can like keep this video up for you guys. But anyways, I found that when people are struggling with the rabbit hole engagement and they're finding that people aren't following them, it's usually because their profile is lacking structure and what makes a good profile. So that's what I'm going over now, and hopefully helping you guys get more followers when you do your rabbit hole, giving people a reason to follow you, and all that stuff. So anyways, moving on, the last thing that I wanted to talk about, and sorry I keep looking over here, I have all my notes. The last thing I wanted to talk about was, again, and I know I've gone over this a million times, is just having quality or interesting content. In one of the groups I'm in on Facebook, just yesterday, there was a girl that posted like, hey guys, I don't know like what's going on. I'm consistent. I have value in my captions. I don't understand why people keep unfollowing me. I'm having so much trouble growing my account. And I went to her profile, and literally every single photo is her in an athletic outfit in the exact same pose in the exact same location, and right away that's a red flag. That's every single photo looks pretty much the same, and that's part of the reason. Is she can be doing everything else right, but if one part of the equation isn't correct, then you're not going to get the results that you want. So yeah, her photos just, they weren't super quality. Like she didn't look bad or anything, but it was just like every single one was the same. It was like in the same location on her front porch, her in like the same pose and just like a different outfit. So it lacked interesting content. It lacked quality content. Even though everything else she was doing was correct, you really need to put time and consideration into the content you're sharing. Make sure it's interesting, and again, we are emotional creatures, beings, so we tend to act on emotion a lot, and so if you can evoke an emotion from your photo, like that's going to get so much more reaction from people than something that is just kind of like the back of your head, or something that is just, I don't know, doesn't evoke an emotion or isn't quality or isn't interesting to look at. So yeah, obviously, again, I wanted to cover quality and interesting content because that's going to be a factor in whether people are going to follow you or not. So, and for those of you who hopped on late, I'm just going to briefly cover the other things that I talked about, just in case this video for some reason doesn't stay up. But anyways, the first thing was having an attractive Instagram bio. So your bio is going to be the first thing people see. So being able to tell them who you are, what you do, and having a clear call to action is going to help dictate whether somebody follows you or not. And having a call to action can either be indirect or direct. So an indirect call to action would be like, if you're looking for ordinary, you've come to the wrong place. So that's a call to action because it's telling the viewer that if you're looking for something that's ordinary, or something that's out of the ordinary, then you're in the right place. You want to follow me because I'm not posting ordinary content. And then something else, a more direct bio or call to action can be, which Ashley, I used your profile earlier, is follow me for live music videos and vintage fashion finds. So that's something you can add into your bio. Having a call to action is going to direct more people to actually follow through with like following you or whatever the call to action may be. It's something that kind of happens subconsciously, is when there's a direction or an action for somebody to take. They're going to be more likely to take that action than if it weren't there. And then the next thing was utilizing your highlights. So add value in your highlights, on mine, I have the Instagram tips, Instagram training. You can do like travel hacks, travel tips. You can do sustainability tips, self-care tips, anything like that in your highlights, because that's something that's going to add value to your profile, that's going to give a reason for people to follow you. And then, also, I very, very much so recommend that you guys have a My Story section in your highlights. I cannot tell you how many people have reached out to me because I have my story in my highlights, and they've watched that and they've reached out to me and they say, wow, like I really resonate with this. Thank you so much for sharing. And then they always follow me, obviously, if they're reaching out to me and taking the time to message me. But anyways, I have had so many people reach out and say that just because I have a My Story section in my highlights. And then the third thing was a light blue photo. So I took a course a long time ago, and he took 1,000 profiles and looked at their profile photos to see if there was something in common with their profile photos, and every single top account that he had a light blue profile photo. And I think that's because like colors have an ability to evoke an emotion subconsciously from us, and blue typically means like trust, connection, stuff like that. So I feel like that might have something to do with it. I don't know how true this is or not, but I mean, it's something to try out. And then the thing that you guys hopped on when I was talking about is having consistent colors. Your aesthetic is the first thing people are going to see when they land on your profile. So the vibe that you use, the colors, the emotions of all the colors and tones that you use is really going to have an effect on whether people push that follow button or not, if they resonate with like what your theme is, I guess. But anyways, yeah, when you guys came on, I was talking about how that's been a struggle for me, being a self-taught photographer, one, with like learning how to edit, and two, trying to develop my own style. But yeah, I feel like I'm finally at a place that I'm like super happy with. So I know it's a struggle to find that, especially if you're using others, people's photos and stuff. If you're not taking all your own photos, it can be difficult, but it's something that I really encourage you guys to continue to work on. Developing a theme, style, a color palette to your profile is really going to help people just make that connection with you, your brand, your vibe, and all that stuff, and determine whether they follow you or not. So anyways, that's pretty much everything that I had to cover. I really hope that I can post this video or leave this video up for you guys. I really would like to add them all to the course trainings as well. So yeah, I'm going to end this and try to work out how to do that. But thank you guys for joining, and I'll let you know when the next live training session is going to be. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.